Hi everyone, Radhe Radhe. So in this video we're going to be doing chapter 10, verse 3, and the commentaries are pretty good in this as well. It explains quite a bit. So let's sing the verse together. Yo mamajamanadim cha veti lokamaheshwaram asamudha samartyeshu sarva papai pramuchyate. Okay, so he who knows me as the unborn, as the beginningless, as the supreme lord of all worlds, he only, undiluted among men, is free from all sins. So those who know me as unborn, beginningless, and supreme lord of all worlds, Maheshwaram, supreme master, Asamudha, undeluded, amongst those subject to death, he only deluded amongst men, are sarva papai pramuchyate, delivered from all sinful reactions. Okay, so what he's saying is that there are very few people who are trying to elevate themselves to the platform of spiritual realization. They're not ordinary and they're superior to millions and millions of ordinary men who have no knowledge. But of those who are trying, those who actually come to the understanding that Krishna is God, Krishna is the ultimate God, the proprietor of everything, unborn, and that person is the most spiritually realized person. So he's not saying like intellectually, like I've read this and I now know that Krishna is unborn and whatever, but people who realize it, realized knowledge, not just intellectual knowledge that we don't understand, but those who come to this realization. So there is two levels, right? There is self-realization, which allows you to see that you are the soul, not the body. And with self-realization, you can go to Brahman. But then the next stage is God realization, and that's what Krishna realization. When you get to Krishna realization, then you are completely free from all sinful reactions. That is the ultimate goal that we're all trying for, is God realizing. I mean, not all of us. There might be impersonalists in this who are watching this, but like or personalist people whoever is following Krishna, like I am, probably people who are watching these videos are following Krishna because I'm talking about Krishna so much. But yeah, so anybody who realizes that Krishna, he himself says it very clearly, he who knows me as the unborn, he says Mam here. So all these chapters, right, 7 to 12, he's talking about bhakti, he's talking about me, he's very clear. There is no confusion here about him saying that, Brahman or whatever. Like, as far as I'm concerned, it's very, very clear. He's saying me all the time, everywhere. So those who know me as the unborn, the beginningless, and the supreme lord of all worlds, he is freed from all sins. Once you get to that God realization. So of course, yeah, once you get to that God realization, you have realized God, and then you're free from all sins because, yeah. So then he asks, if Krishna is known as the son of Devaki, then how can he be unborn? And so it's explained in the Bhagavatam. He was not born. He appeared in his original form, then he transformed himself into an ordinary child. So he wasn't born as an ordinary child. He appeared in his own form first. Anyways, whatever he does is transcendental. Whatever leela he does, whatever pastime he does is transcendental. It is not to be confused with material because he is all purely spiritual. He has the material energy is also his energy, but he himself is all completely above the material energy. He's spiritual. Now this one also is very good. Swami Gundanand's translation. He says, in the previous verse, he said nobody can know him, and now Krishna is saying those who know me, some people do know him. So is he contradicting himself? And then later on, he also says that in verse 10, he says, to those whose minds are always united with me in loving devotion, I give the divine knowledge by which they can attain me. So some people do know him. So then basically, no, by self-effort, I cannot know God, nobody can know God, but God himself bestows his grace upon somebody, and that fortunate soul gets to know him. So therefore, whoever comes to get to know to God realization is by virtue of his grace. And that's what, to those whose minds are always united with me in loving devotion, I give the divine knowledge by which they can attain me. So that's powerful, right? Like, we have to be pure bhakt, we have to be pure devotees in order to be able to get to that place of God realization. Okay. He declares he's the Loka Maheshwaram, and it's there in the Shvetashvar Vatar Upanishad as well. Supreme Lord is the controller of all controllers. He's the God of all gods. He's the beloved of all beloveds. He's the ruler of the world and beyond material energy. Okay, so that's it for this verse. We'll do chapter 10, verse 4 in the next video. Wish you a day filled with lots and lots of spiritual growth. Radhe Radhe.